Hey everyone, Rashman Sakai. Alright, I'm gonna do things a little different today. Do a little therapy. Really talk about some real issues here. Because we're in a new stage in our life when it comes to this technology. And one of the things that you really got to understand is, loving yourself, loving the person that you are, and everything about you. And so that brings my first topic, which I may elaborate on this in one big video, but I may, move this to multiple and maybe make a little series because this is a pretty big topic. Okay. So, loser. So you think you're a loser, huh? Well, I got something for you. Loser. Let me break it down. So, to be a loser, you obviously don't love yourself. Being a loser, you definitely don't love yourself. Lack the courage to face confrontations. Afraid to fail. And that's what life is all about. Success and failures. There's gonna be challenges that come up in your life. It started when you were born. Challenges. It's gonna be there till you die. Everybody gets challenged in their life in some way or form. So you gotta have some resiliency. And for me personally, I've been through a lot of challenges in my life. A lot of them. Plenty of fights. I've been talked down to, A lot of people have been through that stuff. But some people have been through it more than others. And I could even speak on that. I've been through it. And unresolved conflict can chip away at your, spirit and really hamper you down and get you in a permanent state of just hating yourself. But, you gotta find what works for you to get you out of that state. Whether it's meditating, you gotta have passions and goals. You gotta not be so fixated on, a lot of people are fixated on stuff that don't really matter as much as they're making it sound. Yes, it's very important to find meaningful relationships in people, but some people don't want no relationship. Some people don't want your attention. And you gotta know how to discern between those types and discern between the types that are within your lane. And it all goes back to just loving yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta know who you are. And that can help people find you as much as you want to find them. If people know who you are. People don't want to see people don't want to be around somebody that really don't know who they are or they haven't figured themselves out. They gotta have at least an idea of who they are, And as I go back to my last point about challenges, some people are afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to fail because what you're doing when you're afraid to go out there and take chances, always worrying about what that big L word will do to your self-esteem, you're missing out on opportunities and growth. And you have to be prepared to fail, but at the same time, go at it with a mentality that you're going to succeed. And don't hate yourself if you fail, because there's growth and there's also learning. Growth and also learning that comes with it. And honestly, I can think back to a lot of failures in my life, but I also can think about a lot of success that I had. Successful situations that I came out on top. And it started from me initially failing. I can think of tons of stories from high school to military to a lot of stuff, but I didn't let it break me. And I also gained a lot from it. And that's the main point about being a winner versus a loser. And that term is really subjective because we all, have something to give to this world. We all have something to contribute to this world. And as long as you understand that and keep the right people around you in your circle that motivate you and uplift you, people can still have bad days. Don't cut people off just because they're human. You just gotta know when somebody's really just having a bad day or having a bad week or having a bad whatever. You gotta know the difference between that and someone that's initially just always trying to suck the energy out of you. Energy vampires is what they call them. Someone always got the woes me story every time they're around you, especially the ones that always need something. Those are the worst ones. They always need something. Every time you call in or they call you, they need something. Be wary about those people. I'm not saying to be helpful. Yes, it's all good to help people, but when you're being used. And that's another topic too that I can elaborate on because everybody gets used. But when you're really being used. And that person that has really no intentions to find any more meaning out of this relationship other than what you can give them. Those are the people that are the worst when it comes to using others. You try to build something else from them, they're like, I ain't got time. But when they need something, they got time to call you. If you feel like somebody ain't on your list, or if you feel like that person doesn't have you nowhere near the top on their list of priorities, odds are they're probably not a friend. And you might need to find better friends. And I've seen plenty of examples of that. And also, feeling like you're unsuccessful. And that's going right back to what I was saying. Don't worry about that. We all go through success and failure. And you just got to understand that just comes with the fight of life. Comes with the fight of life. Some things ain't going to work out to your favor as initially. But that's why you got to have resilience. And you got to have the fortitude to fight through those challenges. That way you can find, the purpose in that trial. Purpose in that trial, then overcome it. There's always something, if you think about a lot of your situations, you may learn something from it that you didn't know initially. Thinking back on it, you may learn something new, just thinking about it. Years later, months later, it may start to make sense to you why that worked the way it did. Finding meaning, not holding yourself back. Don't hold yourself back. Like I said, don't be afraid of failure. Because I had a lot of growth. Failure, not being afraid to fail shows a lot of courage in yourself. And it shows that, and it also runs concurrent with loving yourself and not letting others knock you down just because you're not at your best sometimes. You gotta love yourself, And honestly, there's really a correlation with all this that I'm talking about. Feeling like a loser, thinking that you're a loser, starts from within yourself. Starts from within yourself. Starts from within yourself. Being a loser starts from within yourself. If you think you're a loser, then that's what you're gonna feel. Plenty of people will try to knock you down, but as long as you got the courage to love yourself, and you feel like nobody else is loving you, that's when you know that you're really the true winner.